Michael with you. Time to take a look back at Sunday's game between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers and tell you the upcoming schedule. The notes are courtesy of the television broadcast at the Irishman Pub at Preston and Frankfurt in Dallas and the NFL and Browns apps. Pittsburgh got the ball first. James Conner picked up 5 on the game's first play from scrimmage. Then 2 plays later, Ben Roethlisberger connected with James Washington for a gain of 27 after an incompletion. Conner gained 12, 7, and 3 on the next 3 totes of the ball. That set up first down at the Cleveland 21. Benny Snell ran for 4. Then Denzel Ward and Malcolm Smith were in coverage on 2 straight incomplete passes to force fourth down. Chris Boswell trotted on and made a 35-yard field goal for the opening points of the game, almost 4.5 minutes into proceedings. Donovan Peoples-Jones took the kickoff out to the 21, and the Browns set up shop. Kareem Hunt and Baker Mayfield ran for 2 and 5 yards respectively, making it 3rd and 3. The game turned here on the next play as Harrison Bryant, who Mayfield was targeting, but Minkah Fitzpatrick telegraphed the pass and took it back to the end zone for 33 yards. The extra point by Boswell was good for the 10th Steelers point. Both teams punted on their next series, and the Browns started at the 36, thanks to a split sack by B.J. Goodson and Sheldrick Redwine of Roethlisberger on the previous Pittsburgh series. And then Harrison and Kareem each netted a first down for Cleveland, but Baker was sacked by Devin Bush and Stephen Tuitt on second down, which ended any opportunity to get on the board on this possession. The defense did well to force a 3-and-out. Though Hunt lost yardage on first down from the Cleveland 46, he took a short completion from Mayfield and went a dozen yards to finish off the first quarter. D'Ernest Johnson found space for 6 yards. After Baker was pressured into 2 throws, it was fourth down. Jedrick Wills Jr. had a false start, meaning the ball went back to the Pittsburgh 42. It meant a punt instead of going for the first down, since the field goal attempt would have been about 55 yards away prior to the penalty. Well, it represented another missed opportunity, so Jamie Gillan pinned the Steelers to the 12-yard line, but this time the defense was unable to hold up. Conner ran for 14, then Redwine grabbed Juju Smith-Schuster's face mask for a 15-yard penalty. Juju received the next pass from Ben for 5. Eric Ebron moved the sticks for 7 across the middle. Washington went for as many yards on the next pass play. Then Chase Claypool, who was held to 2 catches, made a big play. Caught one for 36 to set up first and goal. James Conner ran across the goal line for a 3-yard touchdown. It was 17-0, just over 10 minutes left in the second quarter. The Browns were back on offense shy of the 25, their own 25, after Peoples-Jones's kickoff return. Baker Mayfield hit Odell Beckham for 12, but things went south after that. Hunt was held to no gain by Vince Williams and Chris Wormley. Conklin was ticketed for offensive holding after Mayfield connected with Jarvis Landry for 5. The infraction meant 2nd and 20. Austin Hooper got most of the penalty yardage back to the 34. Then on 3rd and 4, interception number 2 occurred. Tuitt applied pressure, and Cameron Sutton came up with the football at the 50. Myles Garrett jumped offside on first down, but Goodson came up with a fine play defensively, getting a tackle for loss on Conner. Still, the Steelers did not have an issue converting the turnover into 7 points. Claypool hauled in an 8-yard pass, then back to Conner on the ground for 13. Roethlisberger found Washington for the remaining 28 yards, and with under 6 minutes before recess, it was 24-0. Cleveland would string together a 75-yard drive. After the touchback, Kareem Hunt totaled 6 yards on the first 2 plays. T.J. Watt jumped, which gave the visitors a fresh set of downs. Baker Mayfield went deep to Austin Hooper on the far side for a big chunk play to the Steelers' 28. Joe Hayden intercepted Mayfield a couple of plays later, but a flag negated it. The former member of the Browns was called for illegal contact. Then Mayfield threw it incomplete to Johnson, and on the ensuing play, Devin Bush, one of Pittsburgh's key pieces on defense, was injured on the play. I heard that he was ruled out for the season based on Monday's Dan Patrick Show podcast. Hunt ran and caught a pass for 5 yards on each of the next two plays to get the ball down to the Steelers' 13. Though no yardage was lost on the next play, Sutton took down Mayfield on first down, and then after the clock was stopped for a timeout, Baker found Rashard Higgins for a 13-yard strike to get Cleveland on the scoreboard. The extra point was good by Cody Parkey, and it was 24-7. The Browns got the ball back thanks to Pittsburgh mismanaging the clock. Roethlisberger threw an incompletion on first down, and later Washington was shoved out of bounds. Now, in between those two plays, Garrett took down Ben Roethlisberger, so Cleveland had 33 seconds left after Pittsburgh punted the ball, knowing that if Cleveland could score even a field goal before halftime, knowing that they would be on offense to start the second 30 minutes, there was an opening for them to get right back in the game. But instead, Odell's 8-yard catch went for naught as Jarvis Landry committed an offensive pass interference infraction. Jarvis made up for the penalty yardage to create 2nd and 7. Hooper then picked up 6. So, unfortunately, Mayfield was hurt after throwing under pressure incomplete with 9 seconds left. But he would continue. Now, because there was that much time remaining, it was 4th and 1 with the ball resting on just on the Cleveland side of midfield. They chose not to risk leaving any time for Pittsburgh by staying out for a possible Hail Mary situation. So Gillen came in, he punted the ball away, and the Steelers ran out the clock. So the third quarter commenced, and Donovan Peoples-Jones took the ball out to the 18. After Hunt rushed for 2 yards, Bud Dupree tackled the quarterback for a loss of 10. A delay of game penalty meant 3rd and 23. Dearness Johnson lost yardage but managed to recover his own fumble, which led to a short field for Pittsburgh following a punt. James Conner took the handoff on 3 of the first 4 plays, the last of which was enough for a first down to keep the possession alive. The Browns were given a break when 2 offensive holding penalties stalled the drive. Because the punt went into the end zone, Cleveland started at the 20. Kareem Hunt ran for 5 and 1 on first and second down. Baker Mayfield's pass to Jarvis Landry was initially ruled unsuccessful, but the visitors threw the challenge flag, and it worked. The play went for 3 yards, but the bad news was it was 4th down and 1, and Cameron Hayward and T.J. Watt would stuff Hunt at the 28. So the Steelers got the ball back on downs inside of 6 minutes left in the period. So Pittsburgh used up just over 5 minutes exclusively on the ground as Conner and Benny Snell ran the bulk of the plays. On the last 2 snaps, Ben Roethlisberger ran for 2 on 4th down. Then Chase Claypool took one of his 2 carries for a 3-yard score. So with less than a minute left, it was 31-7. The Browns decided to put backup Case Keenum into the fray after Dontrell Hilliard took the kickoff just past the Cleveland 16. Case tried Hooper, but Robert Spillane made the tackle for a 6-yard loss. Keenum then threw to Jarvis for 24 to put a period on quarter 3. Odell then received a pass for a baker's dozen, bringing the ball out to the Browns' 47. Though there was an 8-yard catch by Austin on second down, 3 of the next 4 passes were incomplete following Beckham's grab, and the ball went to Pittsburgh 55 yards from the end zone. And the Steelers would pick up the aforementioned real estate. Like the previous series, the ground game proved effective. James Conner, Chase Claypool, Benny Snell, and Anthony McFarland each touched the ball. And on the 8th play of the drive, Roethlisberger threw a simple pass that went for 23 yards, and it went down to the 1-yard line. So that was, I believe, Chase Claypool on the reception. And then Snell capped it off with a 1-yard score, and Chris Boswell split the uprights for what turned out to be the final points with a little more than 8 minutes remaining on the clock. Hilliard picked up runs of 19, 18, and 1 on the penultimate Cleveland possession, but on 4th and 1, Vince Williams and Tyson Alualu would have none of Dearness Johnson carrying the ball as they tackled him for a loss of 2. Mason Rudolph entered in at quarterback for Pittsburgh, and both teams exchanged punts, and the Steelers ran out the clock. So the final score read Pittsburgh 38, Cleveland 7. Elsewhere in the AFC North, the Ravens held off a late Eagles rally 30-28, and the Colts beat Cincinnati 31-27. The 4-2 Browns are in Cincinnati to face the 1-4-1 Bengals, while the matchup of 5-0 teams takes place in Nashville between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tennessee Titans. The Baltimore Ravens are off this week with a record of 5-1. Both games are at noon Central Time. You can follow the North Texas Browns Backers page on Facebook, and you can type in North Texas Browns Backers in the search box. Videos and previous entries can be found by typing in Michael Balesta Roman numeral 2 on YouTube. I am on Twitter and Instagram at MJBOLESTA2, as in the number 2. And http://www.mjbalesta2.wordpress.com has the text form of this blog. Thank you very much for watching, and may God bless you. Take care.